Okay, so
she's on life support.
So we're early, boys.
No, this is the end.
She could no longer move or
see.
speak. She could barely breathe. We had to take her. She will never leave.
Damn. She will never leave. Oh, the hospital.
The doctors say that she only has days left.
I feel like we're still missing like
she's going to die.
A really important piece of information.
Well, yeah,
too.
obviously.
Rebecca is in horrific pain. She frequently gestures to her life support.
Like a fucking witch
I
is
know
gonna
what
come
she's
in
saying.
and be like,
I know
I'll
she
take her
wants-
off life
she,
support
like, she
for
wants
a
to die.
price.
Oh my god, do we kill her or do we not, boys?
No. That is
Do it or
not
don't
our
do
job.
it.
That is illegal. That is so just a complicated question. Euthanasia is fine. What state is this?
It's not a state. This is
definitely international.
This is London.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Just so we know, we know that she's motioned to her life support. We don't know that she's not motioning to it like, as in like, yeah.
How about
this? Was tight. This is a good idea.
I want to point at something
Guys,
that I'm
she's
happy that I
days
have.
away from death. She's exhausted.
Do not $1 million baby her.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
No matter what happens here, if we do it, we blame ourselves for having killed
And
her.
it's murder.
If we
And
do
it's
not
fucking
do it,
murder.
if we do not do it, then we blame ourselves for not having put her out of her misery.
We can't make her make rational decisions like calling a plumber or calling the police or leaving her house. But by God, we can make her not call the fucking plumber.
All right.
Imagine we're in a
do it.
court. Imagine we're in a court of law and somebody's like, why did you think that she wanted to die?
I
she
don't-
like moved towards the life support.
I don't pull Rebecca's life support. I pour my heart out to her over the next couple of days. I say sorry for everything I ever did wrong. I tell her how much I love her and how much she means to me. This isn't for us. This is closure for me. I can see the pain in her eyes and I ignore it. I catch her eyes drifting longfully towards her life support machinery. I ignore it. Rebecca dies from pneumonia 5 days later. You should have helped her.
No, there's like. Did we just die?
Happy anniversary.
Ooh.
We beat the game. Great.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? Can you even take someone off life support
So-
in England?
So,
Can you?
Alex, you're asking every wrong
Guys.
question.
No, I'm not.
what if the ghost is like, I made you bacon and eggs. Also, my favorite movie's on.
The brain that wouldn't
Why
die.
are we here? Why are we here? It's Saturday night, clearly. Oh,
She's
girl,
just-
don't go out there.
She's just been sitting on the floor of her room this whole time.
Yes.
All night.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Get a flashlight, get a stick.
Although, pause.
Did she
what
call the
if-
cops?
What if she's just back from the dead and everything's going to turn out okay?
No.
How come none of you have thought this through?
Monkey's paw, Jesse. I've been on the Scary Game Squad the shortest of all of you, and even I know that. There's a price to this. No matter what.
Oh, shit.
All right, let's look at the bills.
Okay? Did the
Actually,
ghost leave?
let's save.
Yeah, you're right.
This save file.
Maybe
So
we
wait,
should. Maybe
so-
we should. Maybe we
You're
should.
killing me
Maybe we should.
Bills. Overdue rent.
Rebecca was always too focused on her writing to consider employment, but we managed.
Is there a call the cops button?
Until I was demoted.
Oof. Photos.
More,
Photos of
is
my
it the same
love.
photos?
It's probably going to be her looking through the photos again. We might not see
Did
anything.
the ghost bring these out?
It's a photograph of me and Rebecca at a party just a few days after we'd met.
Okay.
I was a loner at university. I spent a lot of nights at the student bar alone, hoping that I wouldn't be. One night, I wasn't. I met Rebecca. She was quickly introduced to me, to her circle of friends, and invited me to a party later that week.
Oh yeah.
We kissed for the first time that night.
Yo.
She was in a hot tub.
She was naked. She has really dark black hair, and she always wears it over the front of her face.
Notebook. Alex, you ready to read?
my favorite Jordan Sparks novel.
It's one of Rebecca's old notebooks.
All right, got him.
She used to write her stories in these.
She wrote 2 pages of the same short story in this new notebook.
No wonder why you guys are out of money.
Oh, page 5.
What happened to page 3 and 4?
Doesn't matter. Read. Go.
Afraid. It was the only emotion Jane could put into words. The child never left. She stayed by Jane's side until the terrified woman left for work. Acting normal seemed quite the task for her. Jane returned home wishing that the child would be gone. Alas, she was sat quiet as ever at the kitchen table, turning her head to Jane as she entered the room. Jane spent the day trying to ask the child questions about her name, where she came from, who she was. The woman was met with silence each time. She gave up, continued as normal. If she ignored her, she might go away. But wherever Jane went, the child followed. Wherever Jane sat, the child sat against her. Ignorance wasn't an option. When nighttime fell, the child followed her closely throughout her routine, silent and expressionless. As Jane hesitantly climbed into bed, the child stood where she had done the night before and pointed, knitting her brow once again. Carefully, Jane offered the other side of the bed to her. The child did as she wanted and lay next to the trembling woman.
Can I
Jane?
pause a minute?
Yeah.
Question. Jirard, your keyboard,
Yeah.
does it automatically make weird lights happen?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. Now, as you were reading, like, just, it turned off and then certain keys turned on.
We're looking at the Bellagio keyboards here.
Yeah, if you like press the arrow button, it'll light up.
Like, I'm not touching anything and shit is turning on your keyboard.
Yo, I'm actually kind of nervous.
Like, I'm not, my hands are off the
Jesse,
keyboard.
The light in the
Jesse,
background
says
just turned off.
okay
This
now?
is pretty
Right,
scary.
Jesse, take out your phone and video this. This is fucking crazy.
What if it's like
What
if it's like part of the game?
I don't know what to tell you. It
4D.
literally,
Tucker, ask Jesse for this video.
Did you ever
This
think
is
about it?
it
fucking-
said okay for a minute. Look, it's going in and out. Things are happening.
Picture in picture.
I don't.
This is fucking crazy.
Did the singularity just hit
Jesse,
you guys?
Jesse, can I just tell you, you gave me this keyboard. This is a mechanical keyboard that you gave me.
2SN. Okay. Like,
Do you think it's leaving a message?
I am not.
Rebecca, are you angry that we wanted you to move?
Rebecca,
Jareth.
are you the new Overwatch character?
What the
Jareth.
hell?
Jareth.
Now it's 26. F1 just popped on. This has to be a setting on the keyboard, right? Like,
It's
this
gotta be. It's gotta be.
has to be.
All right, continue, Alex.
Oh boy. Jane pressed her back against the wall as the child stared at her from the pillow beside her own. They stared at each other for a while before the child sighed that soft little sigh again and closed her eyes. Jane didn't dare move her gaze for what felt like hours. Though the child didn't move, her eyes remained closed and she was softly breathing. Jane knew the child didn't eat, nor did it use the bathroom. There was very little reason to believe the child needed to sleep. Paranoid, the woman remained obstinately awake. Jane opened her eyes quickly, breathing rapidly as she realized she had fallen asleep. The child's eyes were open, though her position had not moved. It scared Jane to wake to those dark eyes staring at her once again. The room was still dark. Jane desperately tried to regulate her breathing. As her eyes swept the room, she let out a small shriek. Jane scrambled to sit up in the bed, pressing her back hard against the wall.
Whoa.
There was a second child stood at the foot of her bed, staring at her with the exact same dark eyes. This child appeared to be a boy. The hair was shorter, but just as dark and flat. It partially obscured his eyes. The child was also wearing a nightgown. It appeared to be a matching set, though they didn't acknowledge each other. Only her. Jane very briefly tore her eyes away from the second child to look at the first. She was sitting now, too, but her gaze was fixed on Jane. "Come with us," they spoke in unison. The woman sucked in a breath and fought the urge to cry. She shook her head a little in response. Jane then felt the first child sit closer, her hair brushing against her arm. Jane looked down. The girl was staring right at her, leaning her head against her shoulder once again. "Come with us," she spoke, her voice soft. Somehow it calmed her. She felt herself able to breathe again. "Where?" she asked the girl. The child simply sighed and looked ahead, resting on her shoulder. Jane moved her gaze to the boy. He was staring at her. "Where?" she asked again. In response, he moved to where the girl stood the night before. Jane blinked at him and looked down to the bed. "Do you want to get on the bed too?" she asked fearfully. He did so, leaning against the girl, looking ahead as she did. All Jane could do was focus on taking breaths, in and out. They sat like that till morning.
Jane's doing some crazy shit. Jane is the ballsiest MFer who ever lived.
This is the mom in the Ghost movie who doesn't freak out.
Yeah. She's like, come on.
She's like,
Ghost,
can I
in
get
bed."
you? Can I
She's
get
like
you
the most
some
understanding
tea?
person.
Can I get you some crumpets?
You obviously have some unfinished business in this realm.
Yeah. Just get in bed. Come on, kids.
Just kill me already. Let's go. I'm ready. Come with us, number 2.
Okay, so I feel good about that achievement number.
Why would you read that, though, knowing there...
That there's like a ghost downstairs
Yes!
Because maybe it parallels her story, and she's like,
Attack
of the
of the giant leeches.
what is on her thing? Like, what is that garment on her TV?
A butterfly.
This is one of Rebecca's
Scarf.
old movies.
Why
She used to make fun of me for liking
Why is
it.
she just leaving that garment
She
there?
said it was a really bad film. It is.
Watch.
Here we go.
Attack of the giant leeches.
Is this another Mystery Science Theater film?
Has to be.
Attack of the
Real
giant
serious
leeches.
question. Leeches like are in water. Can they move?
That's Vickers.
Yeah, it is. This is a Mystery Science Theater
So
movie.
the idea is that these films are free.
Yes, they have to be.
Free, yeah, they gotta be free.
Dude, it's
what's
like
it called?
Night of the Living Dead 2. You can use that. It's
Do you guys know
public
that?
domain.
Do you guys know? So the whole thing about these things is that in 100 years, like things are supposed to be public domain. That's the whole
yeah, something
thing
like
about
that.
copyright stuff.
But this definitely isn't 100 years. I don't
Right.
think that's the case. It's definitely.
It depends
smaller
on
than
what
that.
it depends on what the thing is.
Right.
Yeah.
How crazy is it gonna be when Citizen Kane is public
Roger
domain?
Corman. Okay, so this movie.
Gene Corman.
This movie is about in the Everglades. There's a pair of intelligent, larger-than-human leeches that live in a cave.
Of course.
And they begin dragging people down to the cave.
Of course.
And then they drink their blood. And one of the first victims is this hot chick who's been cheating on her husband. And the two of them get killed. Not the husband, but her, like, boyfriend.
The cheating
There's
boy.
the moral.
Yeah, and then the game warden goes to find him, and him and his girlfriend and her dad, Doc Grayson, find the cave, and then they blow it up using dynamite.
And that's the movie.
What a great A
Do you
plot.
think that?
Its copyright was
even
not.
he's like, Lord have mercy.
Its copyright was not renewed, so it is.
Public domain?
Yeah, it's public domain.
Yo, she is really working on that sucker, huh?
This was shot in the.
That's a toothbrush.
This was working. This was in the Arboretum in Arcadia, the Los Angeles Arboretum.
Yo, spent a lot of time there as a kid.
Yeah,
Someday I'm going to give that she-cat a whopping she's been asking.
70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn.
Not bad.
Better than the Emoji Movie.
There was also a remake in 2008,
Called?
Attack of the Giant Leashes.
Oh, all right.
Oh shit.
Oh, we got options.
Let's.
What's in that
diary?
Another book?
Did we miss something?
No, this is the table.
Okay.
I don't
the
know
game
why.
takes place in 2015, or
Or
maybe
the diaries
or
from
at
it.
least 2016.
It's been a year.
Fucking movie's still going in the background. Entry number 1. She said no. My dreams might as well just stay in my sleep. Who gives a shit? Clearly not me. I'll just stay in hospital and be miserable for the rest of my short
Oh, these are
fucking
the
life.
responses to what we said to her.
We said no to what?
Who
Vacation.
knows?
Vacation.
Okay.
So I literally asked Elena to read my stories. Well, not all of them. Just the ones I wanted to publish. I won't be able to publish them now. Oh well. She's the biggest critic I have anyway. She said she would. It makes me nervous. I don't know why. When we were studying, she used to read what I wrote. But that was for school. After I graduated and decided to write full-time, she wasn't interested. Started off not having time nor interested for it. Ended up shouting at me every time I mentioned it. Clearly, dying is the exception. I've always wondered what she'll say.
Wow, we even got a -1 for that just because we said yes.
I'll never find out. She said she was too busy. It was just 5 short stories. She could have read it in the evening she doesn't spend with me. I know she hates seeing me like this, but she won't be seeing me like this at all soon enough. It would be nice if she would just think about me.
Damn, but she did
Damn.
read.
Wow. That was the first night out I've had in so long.
See, the story thing was before the night
The
out.
usual gang asked me to go out with them for the first time in a while. Since I told them I was on the treatment really. Since I told them I was on the treatment really. They were a bit sympathetic and annoying at first, but once the alcohol kicked in, things went back to normal. I haven't been drunk in so long either. It was great. I can forget about all the shit and just laugh and dance and do whatever the hell I want. I got tired and a bit wheezy. The treatment really does kick you in the balls. But I had a good time. I refused to let it bring me down, not even for a second. Elena was worried. I knew she was. But I appreciate her accepting my choice. She doesn't always have to do that. She doesn't always do that anymore. I think I'll just ask to join them more often now. They were scared of it before. I think they were terrified that they would break me, but they can try all they like. Life can't get rid of me that easy.
Oh, Jesus.
Things were going great, just great, until she said she wanted to move houses. Elena did her Elena thing and decided she wanted to move. So of course, we have to do it. She hated our home from the beginning.
Go, Davis.
She wanted to live in the country, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, somewhere boring.
Somewhere we could afford.
Just so we could have a better place with our budget.
Get a job, you...
Sorry.
I don't care about living in a fancy house. Fancy houses don't make good homes. Back then, she knew how to compromise. So we got this place in the outskirts of the city. I had a vision for a moment we stepped in. The landlord's a bitch, but she's just a stepping stone. We'd be out of there as soon as Elaine got a promotion, or I would publish my book. It wouldn't be a hassle when we moved because we would already live in the city of our dreams. We already are part of the community and know our way around. We just get to live in a slightly fancier place. Alright, fancy houses can be homes if you earn them, I'll admit it. But living in a shitty place neither of us want, just so we can have fancy shit, is cheating. I hate it. I don't want to live in the middle of nowhere just so I have a hospital bed in the living room in a stupid accessible old person bathroom. That will mean I'll be able to get away with everything from even when I go home. But Elena has to get away with my life once again. So I'll just live in the middle of nowhere in a shitty, unfamiliar house that looks like a hospital. It's all in my best interest, of course. So, after all that, shitty day, big argument, stony silence, long as fuck car drive, all to be told that I'm dying. Elena won't even look at me. I don't want to look at me. What the fuck do I even do? You let me suffer.
Damn.
What?
That's because we didn't kill her.
No,
Yeah.
she didn't write in her diary after we, like...
That ghost girl did, though. Rose?
I still say we did the right thing.
Yeah, you can't just kill someone.
A preserved rose.
How do you
My
preserve
God.
it?
Rebecca gave this to me in the last Valentine's Day we ever spent together. She said it would last forever. So she said we could make it up for all the Valentine's Days she was going to miss.
Did you just coat it in something?
It was wilting.
Yeah.
I think it's coated in unobtainium.
God damn it. Trinket?
Trinket.
Trinkets.
Is it a watch?
It
Graduation.
looks like a graduation cap.
It's a crystal graduation bear that I
Yep.
gave Rebecca when she graduated.
Oh.
Where she had encouraged me to become more confident and outgoing. I'd pushed her and tutored Rebecca to finish university. I was so proud of her that day. And so very grateful.
You can almost forget the fucking ghost naked
That's
woman.
still in the house.
It's the engagement ring that I used to propose for her a few weeks after we moved in together. It was a very cheap ring. We didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was so worried that she wouldn't like it. I don't think she did, though she would never admit it to me.
Did she write about it in her diary?
That was the
So
one
is there
that-
nothing in that frame that's supposed to be a heart? Like a frame?
Yeah. Alright, here we fucking go. Time to die.
There's so much here. Why would we do any of this?
Call the police.
We close the
Let's-
door. I like how we close the door. Like, hey, ghost, give us a
Let's get murdered!
I hate this.
Hi.
I hate this.
minute. Hello?
This is, the way that she is so frustrating. The way that she's handling this horrific thing that's happening.
Guys, there was a moment.
Don't you
There
turn-
was a.
No, get the fuck out! Why would you do
What are you
that?
gonna
Why
do?
did she do
You're
that?
gonna shank her in the
Literally,
dark?
why did she do
You
that?
didn't have a fucking weapon.
I'm not saying anyone deserves to die, but just based on her actions, no one should be surprised when she turns up dead.
It's waiting for me.
Dude, call the get out of here. Run away.
Or
Why didn't she call the police?
I literally can't even conceive of why.
She has a cell phone.
What does it want?
I mean, go talk to
It hasn't
her
done
then.
anything to me yet. It feels like Rebecca. What if it's okay? Maybe I should approach
Yeah,
it.
you should go kiss it on the
This
lips.
is fucking... But then maybe I should grab a knife from the kitchen first.
Ooh.
That was rough.
I
Thank
fucking,
you, Jesse. Thank you.
I fucking would.
Just to be safe. Go in or knife?
Knife. No, well, hold on. Can I propose something?
Go in.
Oh, boy.
What
Predator
if the story
rules.
of the kids is the lesson here? Treat her nicely.
Go with her.
I'm not trying to treat her not nicely, but if that's not my
Yo,
fucking dead
look.
wife, like,
But,
it
like,
We
probably
saved,
isn't.
but dude, this is classic Predator nonsense.
Guys.
If you go in with a weapon, they'll kill you.
Yeah, they
if
will
you
kill
don't,
you.
you're fine.
Yeah,
This is
go
this-
in.
Go in, accept death.
That's a.
Let's go.
That is
I'm
an
with you.
attractive demon with a sense of
Dude,
modesty.
she's got some great natural side boob.
Yeah, I say we go in.
And I
Guys,
bet a nice
Here
personality
we
too.
go.
right.
Look, we tried to get her to fucking leave the house. She wouldn't. At this
We
point,
didn't do
I say
shit. We
get
just
her
let her
We're
murdered.
gonna play by her logic
Let's-
now.
We didn't
Get-
do shit.
let's
we
just
just
kill this
let her.
chick.
We just let her chill in the.
We're not
in our
gonna kill
house.
her. We're going
We're
to.
in Wacky Town now.
Just because we grabbed the knife doesn't mean we're trying to kill her.
Oh, no, thank you. Oh,
Come with us.
All right.
Take my towel off.
Oh boy, here we go.
Accept or reject.
Accept.
Fuck it. Yeah,
Accept
you guys
it.
brought this. You guys brought this on yourself.
Oh boy. What's happening? What's happening?
Don't like it.
What is? Oh no.
I don't
No,
like it. I don't like it. Credits?
It wasn't Rebecca.
Yeah, no shit. Rebecca died, bro. Remember?
Hit it,
We
Jesse.
were aware, but
Remember the whole plot of this game?
But aside from some inconsistencies in both memory and personality, its actions were almost identical to hers.
Huh?
And that was real enough for me.
what?
What?
Please tell me we get a shot of them like.
Wait,
Hey.
Oh
what?
my god, is she in bed with us?
Wait.
What the fuck?
Yo, this is tight.
She fucked the
I
ghost?
love it. I love it that we're just making it work.
They're just like
Did
gonna
we
be a
just get
sitcom.
down with the
Turn
fucking
around,
ghost?
she's there. You smile at her.
I
My
moved
room-
to an affordable country home just like I wanted.
Fun tree home. It is a fun tree home.
I moved to an affordable country home like I wanted. It was a nice place, somewhere comfortable where I could hide Rebecca from the world.
What the
It
fuck?
barely spoke and it never felt human to me.
What?
I would go on to pretend that things were just the way they were prior to Rebecca's death for almost 11 months.
My roommate, the ghost.
This is incredible.
What? That shot of it in the bed and her like smiling walking out is like,
Incredible.
there's gotta be.
This is incredible.
What the fuck?
Yo, I can't wait to reload this shit and go the other
that
way.
feel when you don't have your coffee in the morning.
Or we just fucking nailed it.
My life didn't change really after Rebecca came back.
Yo, you have an HP
got an
now.
office
I got
you have an
another
HP
office
all in one.
job. It was at first it was refreshing to be around coworkers that didn't resent me, but my life was too secretive to ever make friends. It may never have been the same old routine, but now I wasn't in it alone.
So this is just metaphorical for letting go of your wife. Because you can't like
is that the game? So is it Sunday now?
Oh, what if we come back and she's gone? And it's even worse.
11 months have passed by.
Yo, it's
Yeah.
just like, what if she leaves you a message?
Please tell me she's there like, hey, hi.
Please
It's
tell
like, I tried to change you and you wouldn't. I'm
Was it
leaving
like
you.
implied for reals that like they boinked? Like what the fuck is
Is she
this?
cleaning?
She's
she
cleaning.
dishes?
Ghost, it's earning her keep.
Hi, sorry. You got some mail and dude, this is like demented.
Hit that shit, Jesse.
Take it off.
I often felt guilty, but never guilty enough to return to my grief. Jesse is covering his eyes right now.
This is
Just my mouth.
this is a morality
Why?
tale about selfishness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, she's got it.
she's got
She's
cancer
dying. Yeah.
She's got consumption.
She has the consumption?
Yo, that's super curable. That is super, like, not a problem now.
too. Go for it, Alex.
Abnormal. Perhaps this was. Jane realized people could probably see her. They were in the open field that was at the back of her house. They walked in a line, the children in front, herself following, holding out her raw hands. They led her through the field. She didn't know how long they had been walking for. Whenever she faltered or hesitated, without looking, they knew. Come with us, they would encourage her. So she continued until they came to the lake. She stopped in her tracks. No, I'm not. I can't. They all stood in a line and turned to her. They faced her with blank expressions. They didn't speak as she expected them to. They waited. Jane's gaze darted between them and her burned hands. The pain was making her restless. She shifted her weight from leg to leg, rocking from side to side. They waited. I can't come with you, she spoke quickly. They walked towards her. Jane felt her heart quicken. The little boy took her hand, as did the girl. The other boy took hold of her dress. They looked at her. The touch of her icy hands felt good against her burning skin. The three of them blinked at her expectantly, but they didn't speak. She took one step forward. They all stepped with her. She inhaled and took another step. Slowly, they made their way to the edge of the water. In there, she spoke softly. Jane could feel herself shaking again. Come with us, they responded, stepping ahead of her into the water. Jane trailed her fingers along the surface of the water just as the children disappeared from view. She smiled. She followed. It was shallow at first. She stepped down a little deeper. The water was soft and soothing on her burning skin. It was cool, but not uncomfortable. It felt nice. Jane found herself welcoming it. Atypical. Finding yourself following three identical-looking, expressionless children who showed up in the middle of the night into a lake was odd, by anyone's standards, especially Jane's. She expected no one would believe her, not that anyone would know. Jane had lived her life by the book, following all the rules. Such abnormality happening to the most normal person she knew, herself. Jane trailed her fingers along the surface of the water just as the children disappeared from view. She smiled.
Huh.
So I'm noticing some parallels.
Yeah.
I died 11 months later.
Damn.
What?
Whatever it was, our relationship was symbiotic. Imitating loved ones to feed off the willing hosts to survive. As it turns out, there's only so long a person can last in such a relationship. I don't know if it was worth it, but it was easy.
What the fuck?
So that ghost thing... Oh, she's dead.
This is like not... This is like a...
Oh.
This is like a, fairy tale.
This is one of 6 ends to a lot of story. Your choices incur real consequences.
Toxic
signifying altering
relationship.
your close to Morph Girl. Will you find them all?
Forgot this is called Morph Girl.
Morph Girl.
Whoa.
But we
Whoa.
definitely
Is this the main menu again?
Yeah.
boinked, right?
Load?
Yeah, let's load.
Let's go again.
And go.
Where should we start from?
Right here. The knife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Grab the fucking knife.
Grab that knife.
Grab the knife.
Do not go with this fucked up ghost. That's for God.
We know it kills us, so fuck the ghost.
Well, it kind of kills us.
What if we tried rejecting it?
Well, let's start with the knife first.
Let's start with the knife first.
You don't want to explore all of one branch and then move on to the next one?
We just gotta see what we're working with here. Maybe Morph Girl really morphs.
Yeah, I want to see. Ooh. Are we?
Let's go. Let's go.
This is how you approach a ghostly figure of your dead wife.
Or you just leave the house and never come back.
Lead with the knife.
Lead with the knife.
There we go.
Yes.
Don't lead with the knife. It's not. You're not supposed to be threatening. You're just grabbing something for your own safety.
Stab this bitch.
This
Stab
is like.
her.
This is
Declare
like.
your intentions, please.
Is this like Mr. Poopy Butthole?
What?
Is this like a
All right, we do not accept.
Except this. And then we stab her.
Ooh.
Knife.
Knife.
Knife, 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 knife,
No! Knifer! Knifer! Yeah! Yes!
Talk shit, get hit.
Talk shit, get hit.
somehow it's like we're dead.
And that was the end of that.
That is simplified, yeah.
Everything would be and remain the same.
I still had
Everything
sex.
would return to normal.
What is happening?
Never changing.
I still had sex with that dead body, though.
What?
I
She
buried
just
the body.
buried her out back. Whoa.
I feel
In
good
a
about
field?
this.
She just took it to the middle of a field and buried it? No, we got... What the fuck is this thing?
Yo, Alana's fucking gangster.
She was just like, oh, dude, I killed this ghost.
this bitch gonna come back.
I killed this ghost, and now I'm going to bury it.
No, I think she's gonna go back to her normal, boring life, and she's gonna hate
She's just
it.
going to go back to, like, never moving past her wife's
Yeah,
death.
and how she wished it all changed.
Now she just, like,
Can
wishes her...
someone just make a FMV game where a knife is always an option?
Do you want to
Kiss
go do your
your-
laundry, or do you want to grab a knife first?
It's just you doing laundry.
You
with
go
a
on a
knife.
date with your best friend. Things are going well.
Oh, she hates it. She feels terrible for what
There's
she
a
did.
knife on the table.
Do you grab the knife? You already have two hands.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, this is a new page.
Yeah.
Contented. Jane didn't realize she'd forgotten about work until midday. She'd spent the day sitting around the dining table with the children. She'd prepared them all cereal, and it sat untouched in front of them. Jane found herself too exhausted to eat much herself. Clearly, none of them had an appetite. She asked them questions, all
Holy
5 of them
shit.
individually. She knew they looked the same, but it didn't mean they wanted to be treated the same. She identified her first little girl as the most confident. She had pointed and shown distress and resistance. Her first boy was attentive. He very occasionally would do something that his siblings would not. The twin girls were affectionate. They often stood close to one another, their skin touching. The one was always the first to move closer when they briefly separated. The smallest boy was sweet. The way he looked up at her melted her heart a little. She smiled at them all in silence. She suddenly didn't care for work. They would only send her home. Jane found herself reluctant to leave the house at all. Finally, she stood and began collecting away the dishes. You can go sit in there now, she spoke lightly. They filed out of the room after her and gathered in the entrance to the living room, watching and waiting for her. She disappeared from their sight, and she noted they stayed in the room as she had told them to. Jane allowed herself to smile a little. She never thought she'd become content. There was still fear, but it no longer gripped her. She was free. Jane returned to her children. They were gathered by the fireplace. She had lit the fire when they had first ascended the stairs together. It warmed the room nicely, but they were standing too close. Their eyes were immediately on her as she entered the room, following her. Come away from the fire, she beckoned them over. They did as she said. You don't want to burn yourself. Come with us, they all spoke together. It startled her. It was the first they'd spoken outside of her bedroom. Jane swallowed down her fear and clasped her shaking hands together. I'll come with you, if you tell me where. Their heads all snapped to the fireplace and began filing one by one over to it. Come with us, they spoke again. Jane parted her lips to warn them of the fire once more, but was met with horror as the twin girls both climbed into the flames.
Huh.
Come with us, the duo spoke at her, returning their gazes as they crouched in the burning heat. No, Jane screamed at them. She pulled the remaining 3 of them away from the fire. They looked at her with bland faces. You'll burn! Jane tried to reach for the twins. It burned at her hands and her arms, but she continued to tug at them. Her heartbeat was loud in her ears. Her frantic movements were no use. The children only seemed to burn. Their skin growing red and blistering. The dresses they wore were slowly eaten by the flames, their hair also beginning to fall in locks. Jane dropped to her knees at the fireplace. She held out her raw hands. They didn't speak. They didn't scream. They just melted away right in front of her. Jane couldn't stop the tears that silently snaked down her cheeks.
Jesus.
And then she walked into a lake.
What?
Stagnant. This is one of 6 endings telling this story.
Yeah,
Your
this
choice
is-
okay.
It's, yeah, okay.
Will you find them all? All right, so now we reject, right?
Yeah.
Do we
And if
grab
we
the
need to, we
knife?
can go back
But
further.
does rejecting with a knife mean anything?
I don't think it's all down to that one choice. But
Load it.
I bet you there's
load
3
that
endings.
state.
I bet you there's 3 endings from this choice.
Go in.
Go in or reject.
Yeah.
I
I
bet
bet
you-
reject's going to lead us down a different path of more stuff.
I bet you this is how she's gonna die.
Who?
I bet you this is how Elena's gonna just
I think
like,
Elena lives through this no matter what.
I mean, realize that accepting her.
I mean, she died already once.
I guess you're right. But this thing clearly isn't malevolent.
It tried to like
malevolent
choke us.
I don't know if it's malevolent or not. It did make you sick and die. It's like a parasite.
That's right, run.
This
Run, girl,
is how
run.
this should have went from the fucking beginning. Call the cops.
I ran away from that thing that claimed to be Rebecca and didn't look back.
This is the healthy ending.
Telling no one, I fled to the other side of the country to get away from what I saw that night. I moved into an affordable home inside a rural town in the countryside, a place where I thought I might be safe.
So she moved to the country?
But it didn't end there.
Ooh.
It's in bed with her.
No me gusta.
No. Ah!
Okay.
It followed her. Oh boy.
So how do we deal with it? How do we like I feel like what I want to make her do is like healthily move on from her wife's death. You know what I mean? That seems to be like the what?
She's gonna kill herself.
But that's not even like a far.
Rebecca did not seem convinced of my rejection and would not relent in its advances. I couldn't go on living like this. It would follow me to my last breath.
Dude, what the fuck?
She kills herself.
This isn't like
This doesn't
far
make
enough
any,
jump.
This doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, this wouldn't. She wouldn't die from this.
Maybe she just can't swim.
You might be right. Ooh.
Oh.
It doesn't want her to kill herself. Maybe it'll swim. Maybe it'll jump in and save her.
Oh, she purposely holds herself under?
You can't. It's like impossible.
Just keep swimming.
Okay. And there's no story bit there?
No.
No.
I mean, it's basically the same thing that, I mean, like, I would have happily read the last 2 pages of that.
All right, so new load. Take the knife.
Where do we go?
Take the knife. Reject.
I think it's, I don't know that that's going to change.
I don't think that's going to
At
change
this
anything.
point, we might as well. What are we going to lose? Right?
Do we go back and ignore it? Should we try to ignore the entire, like,
Yes.
everything?
Yes.
All right.
Can we, like, skip?
From where, though? Because we start the game
I mean,
from the
can we just
beginning.
play from the beginning and just, like, skip through everything?
I think so. Let's give it a shot.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Out of that time for video games.
Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC! What are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Yeah, now sing the music.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a promotional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a promotional broadcast.
You